All right, so we're gonna keep going here in allie.chat. What we're gonna do is we're gonna finish out the bots page, and then we're gonna start to move on to the streams page. Oh, thank you. I will correct that. I appreciate that. It's also on the wrong month now, eh? So let's go ahead and run it and take a look at what we're dealing with here on the front side. So what I'm going to do is look at my bots page, and these are my third-party provider bots. And if I wanted to add a new one, let's say we wanted to add a TCP bot, then what I want to do is I want to change in my routing here so that a bot can pass in an ID. And then I also want to go to the bot page, and I want to say we're going to request this bot here, and I want to say if this.id is equal to Twitch, or is there like a to lower? This.id to lowercase Discord, then I want to do a bot type equals this.id. Else, we're going to make a new one. And we're going to request it, because this is a new bot type. So if I check to see what's going on now, when we come in here to bots, and I go to TCP and I create it, let's go back to the click, and I want to first say that this thing needs to have a like that, and I want to pass in the selected provider.name. So now it'll direct me to TCP, failed to invoke set bot because this needs to be a TCP or WebSocket. Thinking out loud, hell, what do you mean? This is just how I stream. TCP, create it. Looks good. So now it's got TCP bot. And we want to say that it's this plus the bot. Okay. Now when we look at this, it's a little ugly at the moment. So let me change this button here, save, to be we don't want color accent. I want it to be a matte primary. Yeah, but does it come with advantages or is it the same? I'm a little ADHD, so it helps me stay focused when I'm streaming. TCP bot. Okay, it didn't take that. So I must have deleted one too many things there. Mat button. And if I look at my component, this is mat raised, mat primary, primary. Mat raised, mat primary, color, save bot. Okay, and now what I want to do is I don't really want OAuth token to be on there, right? But can I do it like a type of is there like a I want to do a Angular CLI, and I want to do a password input. Change type. So can I do a type equals password? And then we can get rid of the disabled on it. Okay, good. Now we want to have a directive on this, like what I was reading over here, to show hide this password. So let me do on bot a new is showing password, like that. And then I want to have a boolean down here called toggle show password. And I want to do this dot is showing password is equal to the opposite of it. And then what I want to do is if it is showing it, I want to do one thing, which is this dot, and I'll do an input, which we're going to say is my OAuth token input, dot change type to be text. Otherwise, we want to change it to be token input dot change type to be a password. And this one I want to say password button text equals show password, show OAuth token. So when you're down here, we could say this dot toggle show password is going to be a hide OAuth token. And otherwise it's going to say show OAuth token. And then we need to have an OAuth token input type, which is a at view child of my show hide input. Okay, let's not even do it like this. And we'll just do it like this. And then what I can do is on my input box where I have type, I can just do it as a bound, and I can say if it is equal to is showing password, then we want this to be a text, otherwise we want this to be a password. Like that. And then what we want to do is we want to have a button right next to this with no break. So it's a button here. And I want to say my text is password button text. And I want this to be a mat button raised. Mat stroked button. And a color equals primary. And we want to do a click event of a toggle show password. Okay, so that works great. So now what I want to do is have another button there, which is reset OAuth token. They're going to say that this is OAuth token show. This one here is reset OAuth token. Oops, I messed that up just a second. It's not this one, it's a button type. So it's this, and I want this one to say reset OAuth token. And our click event here will be reset OAuth token, which is on bots. We want to have a reset OAuth token. Okay. Good. And good. So now what I want to do is this on a mat card? It is. It doesn't look terrible. So the next thing that I want to do is this OAuth token, I need it to be generated when I load this, right? Hold on. When do I want the OAuth token to get generated? When you save it. So here, I want to have a new button type, which is is existing bot. And we'll put that up here when we get my bot subscription. So when I look at this stuff now, and I go div ngIf is existing bot, then we can show all of this. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead and make a bot name here called allie.chat. And my server name will be allie.chat server1, and my URL will be nothing. It's actually not required. Username is, server name is, avatar URL is not. The next thing is our save. We're doing a save bot here, which isn't doing anything. So let's go back to our server or our web API, and on my hub, I'm going to make a new function here called public asynchronous task called create bot. And on this, I need to have a create request, which is here. And I want to make a new one here called a bot TCP create request. And then a bot WebSocket create request. I don't even see where I'm getting the those. So in this one, I want to have a base request, and I'm going to have a, wasn't it a username? And then a avatar URL, username, display name. Hey there, hey Betdov 1998, how are you doing? Welcome to the channel. So in here, I want to do a new username string for my avatar URL. My display name, do you want to make one request for both types? No. We'll leave it like that. We need to have a string for the server name. Hey there, Node.js Newman. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them into the chat. We got an active and supportive community at our Discord, up to over 350 developers. Highly recommend you check it out, discord.pixelhorrorstudios.com. That looks pretty good. We'll put this also on the WebSocket bot. Right. And now we want to do our create. So in my data access layer, I want to add my bot TCP and WebSocket create request. Like that. Okay. I don't understand what it's telling me is the problem there. It says I've got two of them, one in requests and one in bots. I do. So both of these can go away. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. And now that that's done in my web API services, I need to have a right here, create bot TCP. Asynchronous bot TCP create request. Read bot TCP. Remove bot TCP. Now I don't actually think you need these specific remove bot ones, because you can just do it up here. Like that. Okay, and then this one is WebSocket, 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 WebSocket. And then we can get rid of that one. Okay. So if I look at the implementation here of this, I work and I'm also do my own stuff on the side. Where you had your delete bots, remove bot Twitch, goes up here to remove bot, like that. Like that. And then this one we want to have a, for this little bit here, I want to change this from Twitch to be TCP. Same thing with this one. This is a bot create request. Okay, and the next one's here. our bot Discord to be WebSocket. Sorry. Discord to be WebSocket. Looks good. And good. So back on the hub, I want to look at this and do a, we'll steal this thing so I don't have to type it all out. And we're going to get the user. This is going to be a create a bot. And what we're going to do is I'm going to pass in here a bot TCP create request called request create bot TCP. This is bot create TCP, and then one for WebSocket. Hey there, Tough Rule GGWP. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for that support. Bot create TCP. And all I want to do in here is the create bot asynchronous of my TCP, and we're going to pass in the request and the application ID, and you're going to receive it. And then we need to do one more of these for WebSocket. Like that. So back here, I want to have a interface ibot create request, which needs to have on it a user ID. And then I want to have a interface here for an ibot TCP create request. And then a interface here for the ibot WebSocket create request. And so on each of these, we're going to have a username, a avatar URL, a display name, and a server name. So now in my services, I want to have a new event here called create bot TCP. And it's going to be a bot request. It's going to be a ibot TCP create request. And this is going to be a invoking create bot TCP and passing in my bot request. You'll also have the other one for WebSocket. Right there. So now when you do this save bot, all I'm going to do is this .hubs request bot. What was it? Create bot TCP, and I'm going to pass in this new request. So we'll have a const request is a ibot TCP create request. And I'll say that this is a server name is equal to my server name. And the username is equal to my this.username. And then the avatar URL is this.avatar URL. The display name is this.display name. It also needs user ID and an ID. So it doesn't need this ID. Now the user ID I don't know that, right? The user ID is something that we make. It's just that. And then we want to add up here a display name. And then we want to say this.displayName equals bot.displayName. Now when I run this, what I need to do is I need to have a types. So I can do something like a enum bot state, bot type, and I can say TCP or WebSocket or other. And then I can do a private bot type. So if it's this one, then it's this dot bot type is equal to bot type dot TCP. Else, if it's equal to WebSocket, then this dot bot type is equal to bot type dot WebSocket. Else you'll request the bot, and you're going to say this dot bot type equals bot type dot other. So now I can do a switch on my this dot bot type, and I can do a case bot type dot TCP, case bot type dot WebSocket, break, case bot type other, break. So this is called the TCP request. And this one is called the WebSocket request. And that should do it. When everything compiles, I can give it a run. Okay, and what we're going to do is we'll take a look at the bots. Oops, it's telling me I've got a build error on my back end, because this is now just remove bot async. Make a TCP bot. It brings me here. We'll make a fake one called fakey. I click the save, and I was expecting this to fire my create bot asynchronous, create bot TCP. Okay, it did. And then it's going to try to create this one. It says my users is null because it never received a user ID. So with a bot TCP, you have to make a new user for this. So we're close. But I'm out of time for the day. I will be back either tomorrow afternoon or on Monday morning. So why don't we say we'll go for tomorrow afternoon, and I'll put this thing for, like, I don't know, 4 o'clock p.m. PST. Thanks again for staying with me. If you haven't checked out our Discord, discord.pixelhorrorstudios.com. Also, I put all these videos up at youtube.pixelhorrorstudios.com, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.